Hey guys! Today is a very exciting day because I am starting a new series that has been in the works for a very long time, and I've been meaning to do it for a very long time, and that is a Pinterest attempt series where I try different Pinterest crafts and baking projects and see how they turn out. I'm a bit of a novice, so I will always link the original posts and what I'm doing in the description box below. So today I'm going to be doing 4 different Halloween themed treats ranging from super easy to moderately easy, and I'm going to link all the blogs in the description box below. Follow their recipes, not mine, because I'm going to be making some adjustments and they may not be as successful as some of the other bloggers that have originally created these things. Alright, so let's get started. The first treat that we are going to be attempting is a Skellington Pop. I found this craft on BigBearsWife.com, and this is what it is supposed to look like. Alright, let's try this one out.
I bought candy melt box, some Halloween themed Oreos with bright orange cream frosting, and also some black sparkle gel, some bright white candy melts, and lollipop sticks. I'm also using a cookie sheet with parchment paper and some washi tape for decoration. Those are all the ingredients needed. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the candy melts and pour them into the box, and I'm going to stick them in the microwave because I'm lazy and I wanted to do it faster than cooking it in a pot, but it did cause some problems, so maybe not the best idea. I didn't want to use the entire bag because I didn't think I would need it, and so I put them in the microwave about half full and then microwaved it at 30-second increments, and then stirred it with a spoon in between 30 seconds. It took about 5 minutes altogether to melt the candies. The box was too tall, so I cut the top of the box off. The first thing I'm going to do is dip the lollipop sticks into the candy melts and put them into the Oreos. I'm doing this so that when I dip the entire cookie into the candy melt, the cookie will not fall off the lollipop stick. So I do this to all of them, put them in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and then pull them back out. Now I did need to also throw the candy back into the microwave for an additional 30 seconds because in the couple of minutes that it was standing still, it started to harden again. So now I am all ready to go ahead and dip them in. Now, I thought this would be relatively easy, but it ended up being pretty difficult. The box that I bought didn't really help me much. I thought it was going to make it easier, but I think it made it a little harder, and I couldn't get the right consistency, and I don't know if that is because I was using the box, or if it's the candy wasn't melted enough, or it melted too much. I'm not sure. I just found it really difficult to get an even coating. I tried to do the best I could, and I used the spoon to smooth everything out. So now I'm covering the rest of the Oreos that I wanted to do, and I just kept going until I ran out of chocolate. I placed them in the fridge to go ahead and cool down for about 10 minutes and pulled out my sparkle gel. It is at this point that I realized I bought the wrong kind of black gel. You want a black gel that does harden when it's put in the fridge. This particular gel does not harden, so the design that I put on these little cookie pops is not going to stay on them, so it made it really difficult to store them and transport them. But I had some fun. I pulled up some Google images and tried different Jack Skellington faces, and I think some of them turned out better than others. Some of them are some of them are okay, but overall I think they turned out okay. After I finished with all the faces, I then put washi tape down the sticks and then topped them off with some ribbons on top, which is a little bit different than what the blogger put on hers. But I think mine turned out alright. I would say this one is fairly successful, and I like the way they turned out, and I got some compliments on them too from other people.
Treat number 2 is a 4-ingredient easy bat. I thought I could not screw this one up because it's just really easy. Alright, so I found this one on chelseasmessyapron.com, and again, it's only 4 ingredients, so easy, right? This is what the bats are supposed to look like. Let's go try some bats.
Now on to the candy bats. For the candy bats, I bought some edible eyes, a frosting bag, Reese's, and some frosting. Also some Oreo Thins. Alright, so this one is super easy. I messed up on the first one by trying to put the eyes on first, and they end up getting in the way. So I bought buttercream frosting. It's recommended to use cream cheese frosting, but I don't like cream cheese frosting, so I bought buttercream, and it worked just fine. So I put the little edible eyes on first, and then I broke the Oreo cookie pieces and added the little wings. But the eyes, like I said, are a little messed up on this one, so I attempted to make a second one, and it turned out much better than the first one. I found it really difficult to add the wings. Now, I didn't actually read the entire blog post where you're supposed to put the frosting on the wings, not on the Reese's piece. But so I ended up adding a little bit too much frosting to this. Overall, it looked super cute and super easy.
The third treat. Now, I thought this would be fairly easy and, you know, very cute looking. It's probably one of my favorites out of all four of them, and that is the Pumpkin Rice Krispie treats. I found these treats on cincyshopper.com. This is what the Pumpkin Rice Krispie treats are supposed to look like. Let's try to make some pumpkins.
Now for the next one, you're going to need marshmallows, fruit roll-ups, Rice Krispies, Tootsie Rolls, another cookie sheet with parchment paper, butter, about 3 tablespoons, not a whole stick, and some food coloring. Now the first thing I'm going to do is unwrap the Tootsie Rolls, cut them into pieces, and then it is time to heat up the marshmallows. So I went ahead and threw the butter in the pan, and then added in my marshmallows after the butter had entirely melted. You mix the marshmallows in until they are creamy, and then add in the food coloring, both red and yellow, to make a nice orange color. You can make it brighter than I did, but I wanted a very pale orange, and that's what I achieved. So mixing the food coloring in was an interesting experience for me. I've never worked with marshmallow before. The recipe that I found on the blog called for 6 cups of Rice Krispies, but I only added 5, so my consistency might be a little off, but they turned out okay, so I think it was alright. I may have not had enough marshmallows. So like the blog said, I did spray my hands with some baking spray first so that they wouldn't stick to my hands when I was forming the Rice Krispie balls. So all you gotta do is just form the little balls and stick in a Tootsie Roll, and that is pretty much it. There's gonna be a little bit of decoration to add on, but though they are already starting to look like pumpkins, and I really love the way these look and how they turn out when they're finished too. So I made quite a few of them. So now it's time for the fruit roll-up, which is going to be an added on leaf. Now I'm just going to be using the green fruit roll-up, which you have to buy in the duplicate package with the blue, so I just put the blue aside and added on the green as a little touch of a leaf. They're so cute and easy to make. I really enjoyed this one. I think it's probably my favorite out of all 4 of them. I was able to make 12 decent sized Rice Krispie treats and 2 little mini ones with the recipe that was provided. Overall, I think that these Rice Krispie treats were a big success, and I think they're super cute and perfect and easy to make.
The last, 4th and final treat is witch fingers. I found this on candyabout.com, and I thought that this would be another fairly easy one to do. I wasn't too sure about the nails, but yes, this is what they're supposed to look like, and let's see how mine turned out.
I used the box again, some sliced almonds, the black gel again, and some green candy melts. Of course, some pretzels. we're going to make some witch fingers. So the first thing you need to do is lay out the almonds. And again, I am using the wrong kind of black gel. I'm also, the recipe calls for using some black gel and also painting it on with a food safe brush, which would be a lot easier than what I'm doing. I just used a glove in my hand because I did not have a food safe brush. I didn't see that until I was already filming. So I went with this gel, which again doesn't dry, and so the nails stayed jelly, and even though they tasted okay, they looked a little weird compared to the ones that were on the blog. So I added in the candy melts like before, except this time I filled the box up entirely, almost all the way to the top. And so it was much easier to dip in the pretzels than it was for the cookies that I previously did. So this is really simple. You just dip the pretzels into the candy, put an almond at the top. And this is another section where I messed up. I didn't read on the blog that you're supposed to let the candy harden a little bit before you try to add knuckles. So I tried to do it right away, and it did kind of mess up on a couple of them. But you try to add some knuckles onto the stick with a toothpick. I still think they turned out okay, but they could have been a lot better had I seen that you were supposed to wait a little bit, because you can see on some of them that the frosting did, or the candy did kind of dry kind of weird. But overall, I was able to make a bunch of candy fingers, and they tasted just fine. They were delicious.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and my Pinterest attempts. I think today was a fairly successful day. I think that most of them turned out pretty close to what they were supposed to look like. Not exactly, but I am a novice. And so, anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more Pinterest attempts, or if you have any suggestions for Pinterest crafts or baking projects that you would like me to try, do leave them in the comment box below. I am always open to suggestions. Also, do remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me to keep making more videos in the future for you guys to enjoy. Alright, happy Halloween, and until next time, bye! Hey guys, today I've got a super easy and fun DIY craft for a Halloween idea, and that is a fall leaf crown. It's a perfect easy DIY if you want to do a nature Halloween costume.